Welcome back to Filmography Fridays. I'm the JJ. What the fuck was that? Oh, pointing the star silently? He's pointing the star silently. The year's 1998, and the movie we're doing today is unfortunately Soldier, another Paul W.S. Anderson movie, who, at this
Blade
point...
Runner 2.
Yeah, it was written by the guy who did Blade Runner, but we'll get to that later. I'm not gonna lie, this movie is when I realized it. He has such good starting ideas, and they never pan. Like, they will never be an end good movie. They will always have the most promise in the world, and then always fail to deliver. We start the movie with a montage of basically a kid/test subject's life, and you just see him going through the years of being young and being basically brainwashed to think a specific way, a militaristic style brainwashing. The machine gun shots that you see, they ruin the entire idea of this. The kid's life through the montage, it's working normally, and it's kind of impactful. It's done well. It's handled.
Good. It's actually a really good scene.
Yeah, and then they ruin it by, like I said, intercutting a machine gun shot during that montage, during the machine gun bullet shots leading into the boys running. The boy that's running behind, the lagger, so to speak, you see him get cut off by this car in a very Nazi-style way of doing it.
A fucking Hummer.
Yeah, he gets cut off by the car, and it's just literally like, wait, oh, they're doing this.
And they just shoot
and they shoot him in the head, and they literally trim their fat. The way they handle it is just, it's surprisingly well done for an Anderson movie, and obviously it's a fucked up scene. I don't think we have to mention that.
That machine gun shot, though.
Yeah, once again, that ruins the actual feeling of everything else. Fuck this movie. I like them showing us how he becomes, but, I mean, ultimately you probably could have done it in a better way. It did seem sort of Event Horizon-y, where it was just, okay, we didn't need to know all this in this way. We didn't need to hit all these pit stops. You could have hit the milestones, and you could have gotten it across either more concise or... No, yeah, probably more concise is what I'm getting at.
You know, I did like how instead of finally just, you know, telling us the year and what happened, he showed us.
Oh, no! Yeah, credit where it's due. It was much better than Event Horizons. The one thing I really liked in this montage of his life is they go from war scene to war scene, and you see his montage of terror, so to speak, which you pointed out. You see the kill confirmed versus unconfirmed kills on the board later, and they do a good job of showing you that over time he gets better.
Yeah, but it's a sudden jump.
Yeah,
it's really a sudden jump when it gets better. It's all really bad.
He was also really bad. Like, really bad, really bad. Like, almost triple the amount that he killed were unconfirmed.
25 kills to, like, 80 unconfirmed.
This government's really weird with their... They take pride in the amount that a specific soldier has killed. They push to kill civilians.
Well, yeah, because they're products, not people.
Oh, no, and this movie does a great job of that. The whole anti-militaristic viewpoint of this movie is one of the only interesting points in this movie. They do it semi-well. Is it tied together into the movie properly? Not at all. But when you're going through these war scenes, and you have like the city to the Moscow area, and shit like that, it's really, once again, beautiful transition. It works really well. You get to know about the character. You get to understand why he is the way he is, and then it ultimately seems more interesting than the movie we get later.
Basically, this is the only development on him we get in the movie, is who he is, and then...
Well, it's the setup for the development, because the entire development is him trying to get over which doesn't pan out well.
He doesn't evolve. That's the character.
Exactly.
He has no character evolution.
You can take this one, because I know how much it bothered you. It bothered me just as much, but he needs to get his rant out on this one. The CGI background.
I got a meteor or something. You see them walking through all nonchalantly with their guns firing. This is the scene where the guy fucking dies with that late reaction after being shot.
Can someone put like a Wilhelm there? Put like a really slow-mo Wilhelm in that scene.
Yeah, but no, then they... then the shot goes to Kurt Russell's face, and you see he's just got nothing there, which is part of the character. And then it cuts to the scenery that they're walking up on, and it's just like, it's the most generic looking 60s set and background I have ever looked.
Not blended well at all.
It didn't look good, and it looked so goddamn archaic. Like, I'm not kidding when I say this. It looked like it was straight out of, like, Star Trek or Forbidden Planet.
It's movies like this. I'm shocked that CGI didn't get abolished. Star Trek is definitely the best one out of those. I completely agree with that one.
It was just, it's the...
You expect Kirk to start fighting a cheap rubber suit. That's how bad.
It looked like generic sci-fi set. And I was just like, this looks so terrible.
We moved to between the wars, and I think this is probably my favorite shot in the entire movie, where it's just him sitting there, Kurt Russell, and you see him there without his gear or anything, and he's nothing. He's nothing because he's got nothing on his face. He's nothing because he's doing nothing. He's nothing because he can't move an inch. He's just literally the essence of nothing because they forced him to be. They trained him to be as a character and both.
They paid Kurt Russell $20 million to not be Kurt Russell.
Yeah, that's a fucking thing. Yeah, that happened.
That's all I'm saying.
But the scene is really well done because you see that steady shot of just him sitting there, and then it pans to the side, and you see a whole line of them. But because they're militaristic, they were blocking. They're literally that perfect, and it gets across the in-the-line mentality of a military.
Like the shot though, it's just like,
oh yeah, beautiful,
it's perfect, aimed directly at him, and then it just sort of transitions.
And it's not just beautiful,
and you see all of his comrades in a line behind him on their beds, sitting in the exact same.
And that's it. It's not just beautiful. It also, surprisingly, and this doesn't happen a lot in Anderson movies, the shot makes a lot of sense for the scene. You meet Gary Busey's character, and he's the secondary villain in this movie, and he's not the big bad
secondary villain, but it's like, I don't know if he's a villain or not because he doesn't really have villain qualities. He seems like a genuinely caring, leader, but at the same time, he just seems neutral because he allows bad shit to happen. But at the same time, then he's like, "No, we don't leave soldiers."
Put an asterisk on genuinely caring and just say genuinely caring for a drill instructor.
Yeah, but he's honestly the best case I have for this movie being incredibly inconsistent with its characters.
Oh, I completely agree with you, and we'll mention that later. He has a change on a fucking dime.
Nothing about this movie is consistent.
Including the audio, but once again, that was probably thanks to Sony, because we bought this on PSN, and the audio just started dropping out. It completely drops out at this
It's
scene.
like it was auto and surround, and we don't have surround speakers, so unless they were behind the camera speaking, or unless a line was dubbed in, you could not hear, any talk.
So, for the remainder of this movie, we basically watched a silent film with subtitles, which I'm going to preface it with, it might not match up, our ideas might not match up with the actual movie and what you've seen, which is why we're holding this open to potentially redo down the line. However, I realized about halfway through, I think the silence probably helps this movie.
And before anyone says, maybe it was your audio settings or your TV, no, because every other movie we've watched on PSN hasn't had a problem.
And we also tried to screw with it, too.
Yeah, it was fucked up. We don't know how to fix it.
I think it was the upload from Sony. But regardless, yeah, we'll potentially do it down the line, though I don't think we honestly have to, because I think it probably gave us more positives in this movie rather than negatives.
There were so many times the silence was just better.
So yeah, we meet Busey, we get all that. They're just being militaristic leaders with the subtlety of a shotgun to the nose.
Yeah, no.
You get everything this movie's trying to do, but then you also get the idea that maybe this movie isn't the platform to be talking about these issues like PTSD and the way that government and military treats their
Hey, let's go to this planet that doesn't fucking matter.
Well, yeah, that's just...
Want
to hold this for me? Want to hold this? Stretching that plot out. This was a cool scene, but it was also probably... It could have been done better. They basically set up the idea of this chain battle with Jason Isaacs coming in and saying, "My guys are better than yours. Go ahead, climb that. Do a mile run.
Climb the chain."
After doing a mile run.
Do the 6 mile run or something?
Yeah, some shit. It was intense.
It was a stupid stat. I'm just like, what?
I do love the image of the guy starting. Kurt Russell's not the guy. He is definitely not the guy. But he's running around the track. He gets halfway through it, and then he's just, okay, how long is it? It's been 20 minutes? Mark that it's been 20 minutes, and just take note of that.
No.
And so he sends his guy 20 minutes later.
No. Take note of my guy leaving
20 minutes later. It
yours.
was specifically 20 minutes. 20 minutes, he says it. The subtitles did. 20 minutes later. And so he fucking pops out, and then the next scene, you see that big guy just fucking
just running
right past him. What the fuck?
That big, younger...
In the smoke. Speaking... Wait. Adding to your point of the 80s, that set right there with the smoke and the fucking blue light and the fucking bricklet, that was the most 80s set ever. This wasn't a 98 movie. I'm calling bullshit. But moving back to the chain scene, that leads us to, you guys are gonna climb the ropes, even though it's the chains, whatever, that idea. And they climb the chains, and they have like these weird circles on the chains, which make it inherently easy to climb. So I don't get the point of showing that.
It's only so they can stand at the top.
When in training, do you need to do that? Go up there and stand for 2 hours. That'll show how tough you are. What? Despite I have to grit and bare my teeth while I say it, the chain scene was cool. I like it. I like the idea of it.
And the chain fighting.
That's what I'm saying, the actual fighting on it.
One guy gets knocked off, falls to his death. The other guy gets knocked off, and his leg somehow hooks around the chain. Somehow, the chains of which are all straight down.
With the little circles.
And it breaks his leg.
I could swear I saw it was like something with a little circle, but how does that even happen? I'm not even going to begin to speculate. That's just
breaks his leg, and then Kurt Russell climbs on the back of the giant Asian guy.
Gouges his eye out.
Start gouging his eye.
And it's not a big deal, but if you can, try and remember his reaction to that, because that's also semi-inconsistent in this movie.
The thing that follows this all up is inconsistent. I think it's the most inconsistent thing in the movie.
And once again, that leads to what we were saying.
He's worthless now!
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. It doesn't... It's, okay, he doesn't flat out say he's worthless. He makes it very much seem like that, though. It's like, do you know how much it costs to feed you and breed you and keep you healthy?
Look at him. He's lost depth perception. He's useless now. Like, it was literally like that speech.
No, yeah, and it's just like, wait,
like,
okay,
I guess
so we're never gonna see him again, or he's gonna have a small impairment and try to prove his worth? What are we doing with that?
It was gonna do us a more mediocre job?
Let's just ruin it now. It means absolutely nothing because he gets a fucking eye implant. So you had eye implants. You were bitching that you had to work.
You're bitching about obsolete soldiers that you're able to, like, replace their non-working or non-efficient parts. So it's like, why?
It's just to set up that Jason Isaacs is like the villain. That's really what it is. This entire scene. He even shoots the guy in the head for no reason, not Kurt Russell, the one hanging from his leg.
Yeah, your men are obsolete.
You fucking kidding me, bro?
You just
shot one of my men.
You just killed R&D.
That would be treason.
You just killed thousands of dollars of R&D. Get the fuck out of my
Thousands of dollars, which you just bitched about.
Get the fuck off my ship.
It's a semi-good way of, once again, it's ham-handed, but it's a semi-good way of showing military doesn't care for its men, which is a serious issue. Once again, not the right platform. They dispose, like we said, they dispose of the bodies after Isaacs kills one of the men, and the other two are assumed dead, and they just throw them to the garbage planet.
Well, they are dead.
He wakes up being disposed of onto the garbage planet. The garbage planet itself has some really nice imagery. The set pieces on that,
except clearly being
nice.
Ripped off from Star Wars.
Just gonna say it was heavily based off of to the point where before you see the people, the conglomeration that's there, I honestly thought they were those little garbage things with the hoods. Yeah, I could swear that was actually what they were. You get a drastic change in tone from here though when he gets on the planet. Because it becomes like a soldier-based movie where it's like, oh, action and
we went from like a stereotypical action
vibe. Kindergarten cop.
Action vibe to like kindergarten cop means
semi-comedic. Yeah. It's handled so weirdly and so he's really trying to turn over a new leaf, guys. He's really a nice guy, and it's like, really? All this because like the military threw him out? That was the sudden realization? I guess. We never see it is my complaint here. It's literally he lands on the planet and then it's just boom. Okay, now I'm as the script dictates, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Busey, despite breeding Russell to do so, starts instantly butting heads with Isaac's character over like, yo, we can't do that. We can't just go and kill innocent people. You were just saying, like, yo, good job to Kurt Russell. You were just saying, yo, you just killed that civilian while doing that. You're our best guy.
Yeah.
Where was the change of heart? Because Isaacs is saying it?
Their military force killed civilians their entire career.
We can't go down there and treat them as hostiles. You did it to other people anyway.
They killed innocent people who weren't in like an enemy force anyway.
We have to get into another major problem I have with this movie, and it's its own logic. I'm not trying to add my own logic here, but it says, and I quote, "Everything we've gotten on this planet, we salvaged from out there." So you salvaged from this garbage planet plants, snakes, all this life forms, they just existed here where they couldn't eat anything or live off of anything.
Speaking of snakes, there's an awful lot of snakes.
And also, another thing they salvaged and built, which bothered the fuck out of me, is that giant bladed cylindrical fan that they knew that they consistently get fucking windstorms, which would make that a very big hazard, yet they keep that in their town, so conveniently that guy can get... So conveniently, that guy can get sucked up by the wind and almost get pulled into it, so Kurt Russell, our main character, can have one of the only change of heart moments in this entire thing for him, and even that is handled badly. This was a pretty powerful quote. Once again, not the right platform for this, but whatever, doesn't matter. The quote was, you must feel something, right? Fear and discipline.
Fear and discipline.
Now?
Every day.
Always.
Always, that was it. Always. Oh my god, Kurt Russell spoke!
Nice transition from the well-handled PTSD hitting him at the Christmas party. I thought that handled PTSD pretty well. The whole flashes intercutting between the wars he's been in and a party, which I think I've mentioned it before. A party and war and chaos are way too close together. They work way too well. Actually, he did this in shopping, too. That's W.S. Anderson's good thing. That's his... You know what? Let's put a silver lining on that. That's what you do right, Paul W.S. Anderson. But I do like the fact that after that, he treats it legitimately. I'm gonna go have to work this off, and he just spends the entire day, the rest of his hours, till he's legitimately woozy, punching the punching bag, trying to work it off.
And nearly kills a guy.
Well, yeah, a guy tries to...
Flashbacks.
A guy tries to basically see if he's okay, because the town has come to legitimately like him. This is the Grinch. This is the Jim Carrey Grinch movie plotline. Yeah, he almost kills the guy. It's not his fault, once again, but the movie... I mean, if you have that big of a negative in your life, you're gonna have to cut it out. It's not... The movie doesn't understand that, yes, unfortunately, it's sad that he's this way, but he's terrible. He almost killed an innocent man again! His fault? No, but... Come on, don't think we can have that in our conglomerate, in our fucking community. Who am I rooting for? What's going on? Do I care about the town? Are they the sympathy card? Is it Kurt Russell? Is it supposed to be everybody? This movie's unclear as fuck about its intentions.
We covered the fear and discipline line.
Yeah.
That's when he's cutting the carrot. And just keeps cutting despite nicking himself.
That's what bothers me, is the way he does it. The way he does it, he very clearly only cuts his finger, but he's been cutting through the carrot. So it's like, shouldn't you have technically cut a lot deeper than a small slice? Okay. We mentioned bad CGI. We've mentioned shitty pacing. We've mentioned really bad effects. Let's combine those all together to go to the snake scene. That made us legitimately almost cry laughing. The little boy who he's staying with, Kurt Russell's been staying with Pertwee and the wife, in case we didn't mention it. He sees the little boy's in the room with Russell. They both see the snake, and it's like, what the fuck? What do we do? The little boy's gonna get killed. Oh no! And fucking, he tells the boy, he just grabs like the boot and he mimes it. Just actually, if I'm gonna do this right, he's perched like a gargoyle on the bed. The boy, he's hesitating, as a little boy probably would be in this scenario, a normal one.
With child acting level.
Yeah, it was really bad child acting. Yeah.
And the snake.
This is the worst part of the scene. Worse than the Hayden Christensen child acting. Worse. Because it's literally, you have the snake that's CGI at first, then it becomes very clearly a toy on a string, a rubber snake on a string. When it leaps so unrealistically, I actually cried laughing.
The fucking there's no logic in this shot now, because Kurt Russell, who's behind the kid,
on the bed,
is suddenly directly, behind him on the bed, is up and then suddenly in front of the kid, behind the snake, catching the snake.
Okay, I don't know how fast a snake would actually enact in that situation. I'm gonna guess between a fraction of a second, which I'm being generous, to 2 to 3 seconds. So anywhere from that time frame, Kurt Russell warps across a room and changes like the position that he was in.
Kind of like what he did during the party.
But he throws the snake alive to the ground and tells the boy, no, you go kill it. Yeah. So it's him teaching the kid what he knows as a kid.
And Sean Pertwee walks in and he's just like,
what the fuck are you doing? Fairly, he asks that.
Yeah.
That is, so to speak, the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they all decide to kick him out of the town. It's not like it just happens out of the blue. they kind of have a slow build to, like, maybe he doesn't belong in our...
Slow build. We don't even know how many days it's been since the last incident.
I'm not speaking as far as in the timeline. I'm saying as far as the movie.
No, I know, but like, we don't know how long it's been since the last incident because this movie's jarring and it just rushes around.
That's true. His crying scene. He gets kicked out.
You see his eyes all watery and
fails on two levels. Fails on two levels. Fails because the movie strictly shows that he is negative and the entire redemption that he's going for is all internal, so it doesn't come across well in a visual medium.
We've just seen nothing for him to be emotionally attached.
Right.
We've seen nothing. All we've seen is his PTSD.
And now the number one problem, he's programmed to not emote. The boy saves the parents from a snake.
Yeah, finally.
And, okay, so this was literally, like, right after he gets kicked out, too. Like, there was not a lot of stuff in between this. He gets kicked out for literally a short few minutes. The boy comes in, and then they instantly go, oh, we were wrong! Well, I shouldn't say they, I should say Sean Pertwee, because he speaks for the entire town for some reason.
No, hold on. I'd like to point out that he also, when the boy kills the snake, he's just slamming a boot on a bed, there's nothing there.
Oh, that was handled really
badly. And the snake is all the way to the right.
You can see the tail behind it, too. He's clearly hitting right in front of it. Yeah. Can't damage that snake toy.
And then, like... But we all voted on it. We voted wrong.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's actually a danger. In fact, the movie confirms what I say, and I wrote that before the movie says it. You were right. Keep him out of your town. Was it a mistake? No, it wasn't. Now, I find that scene personally very powerful.
The only problem is, it's a vague thing.
I feel like
it's too fucking vague. Like, you took it as what it probably is, but I'm still looking at it like that sentence isn't literal. It's way too vague. Not to mention Pertwee doesn't seem to know how to act like he's dying.
That might not be on him, that might be on the director, but yeah, it's either on him or the director. That was terrible, his dying scene. He loses a leg.
He loses a leg. We only get a quick
glimpse. Due to the Gary Busey Stormtroopers, by the way.
Well, I want to point out, he loses a leg, but the shot is so fast that we sat there questioning... Wait, did he lose a leg?
Yeah, I see blood. Yeah.
Okay, we're not sure, but we assume. And then he's like, I've lost too much blood. But it's like, you're not acting like a guy who lost too much blood.
You're not going out. There's no transition.
You're pretty cognitive right now. You're pretty aware of everything. You don't seem woozy, nothing. You don't seem like you've lost a lot of blood.
Then just out.
And then just, not Sandra.
Leads me to my biggest question, though, honestly, is why are they even attacking the fucking garbage planet? It's literally a garbage planet. They have a scene earlier on...
Inconsistent! Why are they here again?
They have a scene
I don't fucking know!
They have a scene earlier on where they're talking about going on the planet. I don't remember if they say... Didn't catch, rather. It's not that I don't remember it. I didn't catch why they were going to the planet, although I did hear their reasoning of, well, there could be people down there. It's not supposed to be people down there. Well, if there are, and then you shoot them, they're hostiles. That's all I got out of that scene. I don't remember why they were going... Why are they going to a garbage planet? It just seems futile. It's a garbage planet.
I know. And then when they get there, we'll just assume them all to be hostile if there's anyone there.
Assholes.
Why?
Like we mentioned, the guy comes back with an eye implant. So what was the point of giving that speech? The only reason that he needed to come back was because, Kurt Russell needed to be...
because we showed emphasis on both of them before, meaning they're rivals.
Yeah, they need Kurt Russell to overcome him and
Why are they rivals?
Because the movie dictates it. All the stupidity that we just talked about, though, leads up to another great scene. Almost the Rambo cartoon of him suiting up with the knives, and it's Kurt Russell just getting his shit on, his gear on, talking to Sean Pertwee's wife, I forgot her name. But it was literally just, he's actually got dialogue now, and oh my god, this works so much better when he's a person. You have Russell who goes full Predator now, because I've said that a couple times. Let me explain to you why. They're in this water-like area with flashes of light happening. He's up against the wall. Guy fucking passes him. Where the hell is he? Light flashes.
Lightning flash.
Green flare. Stabs the guy in the eye. He's been right there the entire time. And then you just have the one scene where he's just submerging underwater. It's just literally... This is all really well done. Like, your action shots in this are well done. Why do they not translate later? In the final battle, which is supposed to be a payoff. But anyway, we'll get there in a second. You have Russell's best friend, who's just this character that doesn't matter.
And we put emphasis on him a few times, and it's like, who?
Yeah, he comes back later, and it just feels like the worst ending.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? That's all I felt that whole time was, who are you? Who the fuck are you?
Let's go back to the fight, though. The guy with the one eye is in a truck tank-like thing, whatever you want to call it, and Russell, he's talking on the radio, and you just hear Russell respond, headed towards you, too. And you see the fucking charging towards him, which, by the way, there's two major flaws with this scene.
You're on collision course with me.
Affirmative, too. That's what it was. But,
Copy that, too.
But here's the thing. Two things wrong with this. One, plenty of time for him to move, and instead you just get the one-eyed guy go, oh, I'm gonna have reaction shot for the amount of time that I should probably be moving it. Here's the other problem. There was a bus. There was a bus in between them.
Yeah, that shit's also going so god. Yeah, it
incinerates into nothing.
Evaporated
into nothing.
And then the thing's going so slow that it shouldn't have done as much damage as it did.
That was the most ridiculous part of the scene. It really was. And then they hit the trees, and it looks like the trees, like, explode impact-wise. We get half of our battle ruined. Our end battle is divided into two sections between the one-eyed... I'm gonna call him One-Eye and Kurt Russell. You have the first half of that being extreme amounts of quick cuts and just unfollowable nonsense. Akin to Michael Bay.
Cool. They're all cool shots. They're all the Anderson cool shots.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I get it. The maneuvers and whatnot to block and hit are cool, but it doesn't fucking work in a quick cut. If you want to have a fight, do it like in Mortal Kombat. Have a choreographed fight.
Pretty off-putting. And it shows that he can do that well because the second half of the fight is just a genuinely well choreographed fight to the death when he stops quick cutting.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the other half. It's just genuinely interesting and well done, and it's an actual payoff for their battle, but too bad it's soured by the first half being off-putting.
You want to show us the soldier combat abilities shit? Show us in real time. Don't show us with quick cuts.
Yeah, they blow up the planet in the end. That's a thing.
That little fucker does the whole fucking planet.
Isaacs kills Busey, and because the script demanded a villain die, I guess. This whole thing was just so flimsy. Everyone in this movie at one point or another should have been court-martialed. As far as involving in the military. Literally everybody.
Absolutely nobody.
They're all operating under treason rules.
It's fucking ridiculous.
He silently points to the stars with the little boy in his hand as the little boy mimics to him, "You're my new daddy." Not even kidding. That's how this scene comes across. Just learning from Event Horizon.
Oh my god. Yeah. You let me burn.
And then the kid just incinerates him at the end. That's pretty much all we have on the movie. We're just gonna get some fun shit out of the way now. The movie was originally titled The Base. Don't know why. The trailer showed a space battle that wasn't in the movie. It was a 20 to 30 ship battle, and it was this big giant, like, space war. We don't get to see that.
Well, it already had terrible CGI, so why would we want more?
Well, it probably would have made the movie a little more interesting, since, only like 20 minutes of this, what apparently seems like an action movie, turns out to be an action movie.
Like it did for Event
15
Horizon?
minutes. Yeah. You see the Liberty Bell when Russell gets dumped on the planet as garbage. Just thought that was a fun little thing. Keanu Reeves was set for the lead role. I'm gonna finish this alone, I guess. It made made 14 million in U.S. box office. Apparently 6 million less than what they paid Russell, as he mentioned it. Russell got paid $20 million to do this movie. This was a major bomb. Russell is on screen for around 80% of the movie, but says so few words that I think it's actually just slightly over 100. Russell's worked out 4 hours a day for 18 months to get into character, and it showed. And the Event Horizon, the movie, not the ship, was made in it was basically made in the interim while they were waiting for him to be ready. And I never have to fucking touch this movie again. Oh wait, we might. Fuck you! Don't you dare ask for it. So that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us for Filmography Fridays. We'll see you next week. Go ahead and click the description bar. You'll see what we're doing next week. I think it's Resident Evil. I say that every week, and I've been wrong, so get ready for me to be wrong again. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. I've been the JJ. He's been pointing silently at stars. And yeah, we're just gonna end with this. I did not let you burn.